Hey guys, Brandon Podell here from Coder Fairy. So Midjourney just came out with another update and it has the new turbo mode, the mega membership plan, and a new experimental weird parameter. I'm so pumped up to go and try these three. Let's take a look at the release notes. Over here it says that turbo mode, it'll go and cost twice the price, but it'll generate the images 4 times faster. That means that we don't need to go and wait around forever for our images to go and generate. And then if we go and combine it with the 12 concurrent jobs using either the pro membership or the new mega membership, then we can go and generate 12 jobs at the same time instead of only 3 using the standard or the basic plan. So the mega membership, it actually doubles your pro plan. And down here, we have the new weird command where we can go and type in a weird amount from 0 to 1000. It says that it actually goes up to 3000, but it says, I don't know if you want to go and use it that weird. So we're going to find out. It's also saying that it recommends to go and use smaller amounts for stylized and then scale it up. And then it's also saying that if you go and use the new weird command, that you should try to use an equal amount of stylized. And then in the previous release, just a couple days ago, it looks like when we go and use the describe command, and then it gives us 4 different descriptions, that we can use the imagine all button to go and generate images for all 4 of those descriptions. And then there's the new custom zoom button. This button is so cool where you can go and zoom out 2 times and also change around the prompt to make a different background. If you didn't check out our custom zoom tutorial yet, I'll add a card above on the screen. So the first thing that I'm going to do is upgrade to a mega plan. I never even had a pro plan before, and this is the first month that I'm trying out a standard plan. So this is going to be a huge upgrade. In the last tutorial that I did, I just ate through all of my hours for the standard plan really quick. And if we go and use the new turbo method, then it's going to eat through the hours even quicker. So with the basic plan, you only get like a couple hours of fast time. With the standard plan, you get 15 hours. With the pro, you get 30 hours. And for double the price, the mega plan comes with 60 fast hours. And another main reason why I want to upgrade is because you could get 12 concurrent fast jobs with either the mega plan or with the pro plan, but it goes a little bit slow using the standard plan because you only get 3 concurrent fast jobs. So let's upgrade and let's give it a shot. I'll click on swap immediately. It looks like it's giving me a $7.50 credit from my standard plan. So they're only charging me $112 only. And we're upgraded. So it says that I have a full 60 hours left. And I just want to make sure that it is canceling. So it is canceling in a month. So it pretty much gave me back my money that I didn't use for the few fast hours that I had remaining for the standard subscription. And then it restarted my mega plan subscription. So it basically refunded a couple hours that were remaining for my standard subscription. And then it just charged me the prorated amount. And now I have 30 days remaining under my mega plan. So a couple things that I did in advance is I prepared a list of different keywords that we could go and use to go and type in prompts into Midjourney. So I just typed a couple hundred different random things like plant growing money, cows eating hamburger, ocean waves desert. So I was trying to confuse it. Like there are not oceans in a desert. $100 bills trading in volcano, rich people in suits jumping into volcano, person riding a monster, ocean made out of soup, swimming pool made out of jello, a cheese fan, sandwich filled with ice, so instead of an ice cream sandwich, ceiling walking on a cat eating a vacuum, black hole eyes, bricks made of newspaper, volcano diving party, mouth on fire but a popsicle, a whole bunch of things where the robots are going to take over the world. So those are my custom prompts. And then down here, I just had ChatGPT make me a whole bunch of other prompts. So the way that I did that is I typed in a whole bunch of keywords using nouns, adjectives, and verbs. So I have a ton of different keywords that I typed in. And then I asked ChatGPT to go and write a Python script and to generate 1,000 different Midjourney prompts for me. And then I asked ChatGPT to go and create each Midjourney prompt using between 4 and 8 different keywords. And then I said to go and add a space between each of these keywords. And then I also said add a double colon 2% of the times. So what that does, it gives extra weight to the left and the right side of the keywords using multi-prompts. So that would totally switch up the style that we're using. And then it generated a Python script. And then I just took this Python script and then I pasted the Python script into Visual Studio Code. So over here, we have a list called items. And within that list, we just have all of the different keywords that I typed out. And we can add as many keywords to this list as we want. And if we do that, then we can make even more unique combinations to generate even cooler Midjourney prompts. This is where it's doing most of the work, where it's going to write 1,000 different Midjourney prompts to this combinations.txt file. So this is the end result. That's exactly what it did. And there's more than 1,000 in there because I just manually pasted the 200 plus prompts that I typed myself. So over here, we have a for loop where it's just going to loop through the list above 1,000 times and create 1,000 different Midjourney prompts. Over here, it's assigning to the lines variable between 4 and 8 different keywords from the list above, and it's going to add a space in between each of those keywords. Down here, this is the code where it's saying 2% of the time go and add to my Midjourney prompt a double colon to add a multi-prompt. And since we don't specify any numbers in this multi-prompt, we're going to add an equal weight to the left side of this prompt and an equal weight of 1 to the right side of the prompt. So for example, so here it's going to give us half an image of a dragon winter cat scarl and half an image of best in the world planting ultimate surfing. Ooh, so this will give us half of an image of red, purple, smoke, milk, and the other half women, fire. So I'm seeing the double colons appear at the end a lot without keywords to the right of it. So I'm going to go back into ChatGPT and I'm just going to use the voice command. It's start H, and then I'm going to just tell it what I want it to do. Please revise the script above. If the combination includes a double colon at the end, then remove it. And it stopped because the prompt is pretty long. So I'm going to click on continue generating. And look at that. It looks like it added it over here. So that was pretty easy to go and code ourselves. I just wanted to show you how to go and use ChatGPT. If you have no idea how to go and code, this could help you get started. And then you could take a look and see exactly how it coded it. So now I'm going to go back to the generate random Midjourney prompt Python script, and I'm just going to delete this and paste over it. I'll save that, and let's go and run this again. So now we have 1,000 different prompts that it generated. And then if we go and search for the double colon, now it looks like it does not appear at the end. So we fixed that little bug. It also deleted all of my prompts at the beginning. We now don't have 1,200 plus, we only have 1,000. So I'm going to go grab those again. And I'll just go and paste in my manual prompts at the top. So all of these prompts at the top, they're manually crafted, where all of the prompts at the bottom are crafted based on my instructions from ChatGPT, and there's a little bit of randomness with the keywords. Okay, so let's get started. Okay, so the first thing that I want to do is actually find some normal images, and then I'm going to test out the weird factor. And then after we figure out what it does a little bit, then we're going to try to generate some really weird images using our own prompts. So I'm just browsing on Midjourney using the Explorer area, and I'm just searching for an image about this robot. So I'll go and click the dots, go to copy, full command, and then let's go back to my server. And let's find another one about this person. How about this cat? And how about this flower? Now let's go and switch to stylized medium. We'll go and do turbo mode and high variation mode 5.2. Looks good. Okay, so this one finished first. So let's go and take this and let me just get rid of all this stuff. And then let's do weird 0. So I'm assuming that if you don't type weird at all, then you get weird 0. So these are probably the same thing. Weird 100. Weird 200. Weird 300. Weird 400. Weird 500. Weird 600. Weird 700. Weird 800. Weird 900. Weird 1000. I'm also going to go up to weird 1500, weird 2000, weird 2500, and let's do one more, weird 3000. And let's just see what happens if we type in a large number. There, it's saying weird must be between 0 and 3000. That's amazing. All these images are generated already. We don't even have to wait. Okay, I'm loving Turbo already. But look at that, used 1/3 of an hour so far. So that took about a minute to use 1/3 of an hour. That's crazy. Okay, let's go back up. So here, this is weird 100. I think this looks pretty cool. This is weird 0. So this looks like the original image without the weird parameter. This one's weird 300. Okay, so up here at the top, it looks like we have this stuff in the background where we have all these lights in the background. Like here's white light, orange lights. It's like a bluish teal white look for most of them. Now for weird 300, it looks like it's a little bit different because the background's different. And now this is totally different. We have balloons and then the people's faces also look a little bit different. Here, it looks like we still have the same style of the lights, but like a different style. So this was the one where we didn't type any weird parameter at all. So it looks like we are getting a little bit different backgrounds. Here, this is weird 500. Okay, so we have like a bubbly suit going on there. It's like this person's taking a selfie. All of them are taking selfies now. They're not taking selfies in the originals. So it sort of looks like they applied the selfie technique to all of the images, all 4. Let's see, this one is weird 600. So now the person's getting changed around even more. The arms are gone. The pattern's different. Now it's not a close-up up here. Now it's like a medium far shot. Moving up to weird 700. Now she's sitting down and giving us a strange look. So the images look pretty cool still, but it looks like they're changing around the background and the character a bit. But it looks like in all of them, we still have like the same suit. We still have a woman in each one. Moving up to weird 900. Okay, so now we have some blue lipstick, a little green glow in the background. It looks like the style is not cyberpunk or realistic anymore. Here we have neon stuff. So now the style is getting messed up a little bit more. Here we have grading on the wall and weird 1000. Now the person's wearing a mask. Now this sort of looks like a green screen image. It doesn't look like she fits in there. And over here, it looks like she's in back of whatever this is. And we got weird 200 all the way down here for some reason. And weird 400. So going back to weird 1000, the images just look a little bit not polished, where some of the lower weirdness, they look a little more polished. Okay, so weird 800, that's pretty strange. All 4 of these images are completely different. Over here, it looks like she has like that Bane mask on. Here, she's like screaming, ripping out her ears with her earrings. This looks like either a pod or a TV or something. And this, she looks like a robot. Now we're getting into weird 2000. This actually doesn't look that weird. I feel like weird 800 looks a lot more weird than weird 2000. This doesn't necessarily look weird. It just looks not as realistic because like the ratio of her face is a little bit tinier there. Here we have weird 2500. That's definitely weird. I don't know how else to explain it. This looks normal, but her suit's different and the background's different. So I guess it is a little bit weird. And this doesn't look that realistic. It looks like her head's distorted, like it's using Midjourney version 2.0 and not 5.2. And this doesn't look like the image at all. It's not cyberpunk. It's just like a regular woman. So far, weird 2500, it didn't really listen to us. Weird 2000 looks closer to weird 500. Weird 800 looks the weirdest by far. Weird 400 and some of these other ones actually look pretty good. And here's the weirdest, weird 3000. Weird 800 definitely looked a lot more weird, but at least this kept the orange latex suit. Here, it kept the cyberpunk theme, but it changed it from like the flashy lights in the cyberpunk theme to more of like a less shiny finish that looks more cartoonish. This looks like she's in like a low quality music video. This looks like she's in some sort of alien ship that doesn't look real. This actually looks pretty good. I like that. I like the background. And here, weird 1500 got down below. This looks like a cool image, like high quality image, but it's weird because she has like metal ropes around her hands with the chain. Here, I don't know what's happening there. This, it's like she's getting ready to prepare for a photo, fixing her hair. And this just looks like a different suit. So that was pretty cool. That was the first image. Let's find another image and then we could try it again. So let's go and copy this image of the cat. So that's no weird. Here we'll do 200, 400, 600, 800, 1000, 1200. Let's jump up to 1500, 2000, 2500, and weird 3000. That's crazy. Look how fast this is going. All the images, they're done. I didn't even pause the video or anything. We have a couple up here still generating though. So over here we have 200 weird. That looks normal. Let's see what the prompt is. Cat sleepiness, funny picture, high details, photorealistic. So photorealistic, it's making, I think this does like a painting. I think it's a style of a painting. It doesn't actually make the image realistic. If you want it to be realistic, you could type something like photograph or photo of. Doesn't actually look like it's a funny picture because the cat's sleeping. And it looks like we have cool cinematic lights in the background. And we have this art style. I'm not familiar with who this is. So let's take a look and see what we get. This is Weird 400. So it looks like we have a different style down there. And then we have some lights going on in the background. We have Weird 0. So this is the original. So you can see how it doesn't quite look realistic, but it looks like someone's trying to paint a realistic painting of a cat. Here we have Weird 1000. So I guess we have the cat now sleeping on a table. We're up here, the original one. I guess they're still sleeping, and 2 of them were on a table or a desk, and the other 2 were in bed. But this doesn't look that weird to me. Now we have Weird 2500. Now it starts to get a bit strange. So now it's totally changing up the style of the images, especially up here. And you can even see that this is a little less detailed. And I guess this is weird because the cat's like sleeping halfway off of a ledge. And here the cat's wearing a sweater. This is Weird 1500, a little less weird than the previous one. Now the cat is sleeping on a book. The cat's sleeping on a wall, half with its eyes halfway open. Now its head is resting on a table, sleeping there, where you can see that its body is under the table. Here we have Weird 600, so it's getting a little more normal. This is Weird 800, so it's like yawning with fangs in its sleep. Here it's sleeping on a scale of some sort. Weird 1200. So it made this one colorful, this one a little more cartoony and less detailed. This one, it's sleeping on something else. Weird 2000, it's sleeping on a laptop, it's sleeping on the top of a couch. Now it's super close up, and here it's like scratching its whiskers. And Weird 3000, the highest weird setting. So I like this image at the top right. It's pretty weird with its claws sticking out like that, sleeping. Here, it looks like it just switched up the style. So that's pretty cool. Okay, let's go on to the next image. I'll just copy this prompt here. And this was the original prompt. Let me correct this. So it doesn't say photorealistic. Let me say photograph. That way it'll actually look like it's a real photo. So we'll do Weird 0. Let's do Weird 250. Weird 500. Weird 750. Weird 1000. I'll just do Weird 1500. Weird 2000. Weird 2500. Weird 3000. Okay, and let's go up and take a look at our first image. So this one is Weird 0, where I changed it to a realistic photograph. So this is what it's supposed to look like. So it looks like it's some sort of robot in the forest. And let's see what the prompt is. Battlestar Galactica, Cylon robot in the jungle, macro lens, high details, photograph, cinematic lights. So it looks like the robot from this TV show. Here we have Weird 250. So here it looks like the armor is made out of like aluminum, and it looks like high quality armor. And a little bit later, here we have a different color, but it still looks like the same type of robot in the jungle. Down here we have Weird 500, and this actually looks like R2-D2 from Star Wars, and this looks like the Mandalorian, and this is like the back of the Tin Man's helmet. Going back to No Weird, you could see how they look completely different now. So it changed up the style. It's no longer using this Battlestar Galactica Cylon robot style, but it's switching up the style to this style. Here we have Weird 750, and it looks like it's changing up the style a little bit more. So down here we had more of a medium shot. Up here we have more of a close-up shot, and this guy's even hiding behind a tree leaf, both of these guys. Down here for Weird 1000, this guy actually kind of looks like a stormtrooper from Star Wars, and then we have an extreme close-up here, and 2 close-ups. So we got away from that medium shot and the style of like that shiny, robotic death robot with the red eyes. And now we sort of have a close-up of a helmet that doesn't really look dangerous at all. And it might even be taking styles of robots from different TV shows or different places from the internet. So we skipped 1250. Here we have 1500. So now we have like medium close-up shots, and the robots just look a little bit different. It's just switching up the style of the robots. Here we have Weird 2000, and again, it's close-ups of different robot styles. Here we have Weird 2500. Here we have, again, close-ups of different robot styles. And then up here, this kind of looks like the robot from Doctor Who, but not quite. I forget the name of it, but it's the one that talks like this. Okay, so here we have the highest weird quality, of 3000. Again, they don't recommend to go and use anything above 1100 to 3000. So anything from 1100 to 3000, I'm just experimenting with just to see what it's giving us. So now it's no longer really giving us a robot up here. It's just a giant helmet. Okay, so now let's take a look at our last image. So here we just have a photograph of a flower. I don't know what this person's doing, but these keywords don't actually do anything. So stylize, or the S parameter of 750, is the only parameter that actually does anything. That changes it to stylize of high. This is quite a strange aspect ratio. HD and 16K, they actually don't do anything. Midjourney is going to give us a resolution of, I believe, 1024 by 1024, a square image, if we don't type in an aspect ratio. So typing in something like HD or 16K doesn't do a thing. You can, of course, upscale it later on, but it's not necessary to go and type that in to Midjourney. It just sort of takes away from the prompt. So here we have a simple prompt. We have photograph of lotus. I'm going to start off with weird 0. This time, I'm going to type in weird 0 a couple times. And then I'm going to type in, let's say 200. And I just want to go and compare what weird 0 looks like compared to weird 200, where we have multiple images. So before we were just comparing one image, or I guess a set of 4 images of weird 0 to the other weirds. But if weird 0 generates a totally different image than another weird 0 prompt, then I want to go and account for that. So here we have weird 0. It looks like a regular lotus. It looks like an animated movie almost. Another weird 0. Again, it's like a high quality animated cartoon or an illustration. Weird 0. Here we have weird 200. Back to weird 0. So far, all of the weird 0s, they look like the same style, where it's a close-up of a lotus with the same cartoony illustration look. 200 looks a little less illustrated, but still very stylized like that. Back to weird 0. Again, the same look. Weird 200. So it zoomed out a little bit more. Now we have 2 flowers. Weird 200. These look a little bit different. We're no longer in that same setting. And you could obviously tell how these two are different. Another weird 200. So we have the top left and the bottom right are no longer in those settings. And the bottom left and the top right look like a different style. Okay, so now let's go and type in weird 500. And we could type in this prompt a couple times. What we can also do is we could use the R setting, and then we could go and generate, let's say, 3 images at the same time. I'm used to just pasting in the prompt multiple times because that also works with relax mode. But I guess it would make more sense, since we're in fast or actually turbo mode, to use the R parameter. So here we have weird 500. It still looks like it's good quality. It's just switching up the type of image that we get. So I guess it's giving us a more varied image. Here's weird 500 again. So it's giving us some cool results. Weird 500. Let's go and type in, let's do weird 1000, and let's use the R parameter to go and get 10 different images. I don't know if I clicked that last one. So this one I definitely clicked. So now it's generating 10 images using the R parameter. And these just finished generating. So let's now do weird 2000 R. Let's do another 10. So now I'm going to use the Midjourney website. These are our weird photographs of 1000. So we have 10. We could use this to quickly look at all of our images side by side, so we don't have to keep on clicking on each of the images within Discord. So this should be a lot quicker. So it's definitely changing up the style a little bit. And this, you can immediately tell that this looks like the first one of the previous image. So these are all of the initial images that we generated. So now the 2000 weird images just finished. So let's take a look at those in Discord. I'll hit Control R to refresh the page, and then I'll click back onto grids because we didn't upscale those. So we have 10. This time I'm going to count backwards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So this is the start of the weird 2000, and all these below are weird 1000. So this is weird 2000. I like the bottom left one. So I think that's why they said in the release notes that it's not really recommended to use above weird of 1000 because it's a little bit too weird. And in other words, it's not so much weird. I guess it is, but it's like low quality. It doesn't really give us a good image. None of these images are actually usable. Like, why would anybody want to go and use any of these images? You might be able to, but it might take a really long time to go and find a good image. But if we go all the way back, these images look incredible. So I guess our conclusion is that once we go above a weird level of 1000, it doesn't really generate realistic looking images, at least for flowers. I would much rather go and use the original images for this robot than use some of the ones toward the end. Same thing with the flower. These are the ones in the beginning with closer to 0 weird through 500 weird through 1000. And then up above, they're a little bit unusable once they go above a weirdness of 1000. We did get a couple cool images of the weirdness of the cat. So sometimes if you do use a weirdness of above 1000, it looks like you can get some cool images. Where closer to 0 or 500, you get more realistic images, at least of the cat. And then for this woman, it looked like we got some stranger images that were a little bit distorted and a different style as the weirdness level increased, where we had like really good polished images in the beginning. So that used up about 1 hour of fast time. So now let's start to go and do a comparison of some of these prompts that I created manually. I'm going to do one that's regular and one that's weird 500. Okay, so let's go and compare them. The first one, we have a normal image of cat wearing sunglasses surfing on an Earth globe. So it's pretty strange enough. And then this is with weird 500. So that the cat surfing. Here we have the rapper Ice Cube stuck in a frozen ice cube. That's pretty cool. And here we have weird 500. So now he's like melting. The rapper Ice-T stuck in a tea bag. The rapper Ice-T stuck in a tea bag with weird 500. A snake stuck in a frozen ice cube. And a snake stuck in a frozen ice cube, weird 500. So here it gave us like a raspberry and a couple other things. It's no longer a snake. Here we have two mirrors reflecting off of each other. And two mirrors reflecting off of each other with weird 500. Black hole that leads to a white hole that leads to a black hole that leads to a white hole. So I'm trying to get it to generate something really cool. Okay, so we get space. And this is with weird 500. Here we have a TV within a TV. And down here we have a TV within a TV within a TV of weird 500. That made it pretty cool. So here we have cats stored in a freezer, regular. That's pretty cramped. And here we have cats stored in a freezer of 500. So it's no longer just regular cats here. Now they have like little cubicles. And now it's not a freezer, but it's a storage box. And here it looks like a refrigerator or an oven or something. Here's a cat made out of a watermelon. I really like this one. I'll upscale that. And here we have a cat made out of a watermelon that's weird 500. So it looks like it's more carved. There's more of a design. It looks like a Halloween pumpkin. Here we have an upside down house where the ceiling is on the floor. We actually used speech to text, so it spelled ceiling wrong. So let's see what we got. So it looks like it's giving us a hole in the ceiling or the floor. And this is the upside down house with weird 500, as if it wasn't weird enough. So this didn't even really give us anything that we wanted. I mean, this looks like somebody doing yoga. It has nothing to do with a ceiling that's upside down. I guess the person's upside down.
Coder Fairy.
Coder Fairy. CoderFairy.com. Automate it with AI.